Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network. Welcome back, everyone. Take a second, and I want you to think of 3 thoughts in your head right now. 3 thoughts. What's swirling around your head? What are you thinking of? Could be what I'm going to have for dinner, whatever it is. What are you thinking about? That will become your reality. What you think about is what goes into action. It's manifestation. It's been proven by so many, and your attention is where the energy flows. We're going to talk about that, how to manifest, how this whole energy thing works. She has so much insight. She's a Reiki master, but she does so much in terms of the wisdom that comes from energy. She's done readings for me. She has provided insight. She has had messages from loved ones that have passed over to the other side. It's amazing. And she's back with us. Miss Q is on the program. How you doing today?
I'm all right. How are you?
Real good. Real good. This is one of my favorite topics. I haven't mastered manifestation yet. I've worked on it. I'm going to be honest. Things haven't shown up as I thought they would or in the time I thought they would. So I've actually kind of taken my foot off the manifestation gas pedal.
As most people do. And
I know that's not the right thing. And I know everything's on the universe's time. So you got to be patient. But things have shown up. And I just always wonder, am I doing it right? Are we doing this manifestation thing right? Can you give us some insight on what we should be doing, how we should be doing it?
First of all, again, manifestation is literally about faith. You have to believe that that's your reality before it even become your reality. If you believe that you are there already, that you don't experience any lack of getting there, and that's hard to do, especially when you got things going on in your life. So that pushes you back and you go, I'm not doing it right. But what you're not doing right is staying fast at it. You have to keep at it. You can't give up, because when you give up, then the universe will be like, well, they don't really want it. They don't really want it. There are people that think about their reality years ago. And then they say that, like, I am here to this day because I remember when I was so and so and so and so. The thing about it is the thing about time. And most of us don't have good patience. But patience is really a virtue, because the universe don't know about time. They don't know about, okay, I'll give you 3 months, or I'll give you in 6 months, this is going to happen. None of my spirits ever tell me time, ever. They always go, this is going to happen. When it happened, that you have to have faith to know that they're right. You have to believe it. So when you start thinking about dark things, and you know what's crazy is when you think about negative things, you see how fast that happens? You ever know why that happens so fast?
Why we think negative things?
Yeah. When we think negative things and negative things happen, you ever guess why it happens so fast?
I haven't figured that one out.
Just more than often, we think more about negative things than positive things. So that's why we can bring it into reality faster, because once we say, oh my God, I know this ain't going to work. And then you just keep saying it, but in different ways. This wasn't a job for me, or I knew it, I'm not capable of doing it. And you just keep going, and you just keep on putting a negative. And then when you don't get it, you go, I knew it. No, you put it out there. Not once did you say, I got this. When we say I got this, we don't keep at it. We let that one negative thought take us down a rabbit hole. But we don't do that with positive thoughts. We don't let that positive thought spin out of control. And that's the problem, is because we are so easily to think about negative and we stay there. But when we think about positive, that self-doubt in ourselves, it what stops us from keep doing it, because it is not happening fast enough.
I have a theory on the negative, and I'm right there with you. We think more negative in general than we do positive. I believe that it's partly evolutionary.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you were a kid, 2 years old, you started walking. You went up to the dining room table, salt shaker, pepper shaker. Oh, look at this. is great. I got something new to play with. Oh, I've never seen these before. Look at that. What's the first thing you hear?
Put that down. Don't do that.
Right.
All that.
So you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh. And I believe that we think negative to protect us because we don't want to be disappointed. We don't want to be hurt. We got to save our lives. It's always
we don't
a
like
protection.
failure.
We don't like failure. So it's easier to think on the negative side.
Right.
But I will say, in my view of manifestation, and I really mean this honestly, and use me as an example here, the things I think I deserve and should come to me, they will and are headed my way. I don't have a doubt. I don't have a doubt. It just hasn't happened in the time that you want it to. And I believe it's because the universe either thinks I'm not ready or this needs to get out of the way before that can get there. And these pieces all need to fall into place. But I haven't figured that out and why. Or
it's not for you to.
It's not for me to.
No, that's the universe's job. That's the thing about letting go. When they say let go and let God, like that is so. You have to know that whatever you pray to, whoever you believe in, that they got you. Once you get that feeling of knowing, like, I know this is going to happen, when you leave it alone, once you say, okay, this is for me, y'all got that, go get it. And you leave it alone, you'll be amazed what happens. Yeah. You will be amazed. You will be amazed. I'll give you a prime example. Sure. I was maybe like 17, 18 when I started having visions of a talk show. Of course, way before I met you. Look how long it's been. I am 47. Now, did I know what it was? No, I had no idea. But as it got closer, that thought in my head started coming more and more and more. And I'm like, what is that? It even got so where the name, one day I was watching and Steve Harvey. And I'm like, what? Steve Harvey doesn't even have a show anymore. And then you know what I said? I said, whoever it is, y'all just make it happen. I left it alone. 6 months later, they tell me I'm meeting somebody on the podcast, doing a podcast with Steve Harper. And I'm like, oh, they just did that to get my attention. But again, back then, I just let it go. Okay, if it's supposed to happen, it'll happen. And that's way even before I really got into doing what I'm doing. But I just said, yes, I accept that. I'll take it. Whatever we got to do to get this out there, to help people. I am ready. But then they know you're not ready. You got this going on. You got this going on. You really don't believe in yourself. So could it have happened years ago? Maybe. But this was my journey. They needed to make sure that whatever I was doing, because I have a purpose, whatever I was helping, I had to make sure that everything negative was out the way. Because how can you help people if you're still in the negative yourself? That's not going to work. So I had to I'm human too. So I had to get all that stuff together. So this way they can turn those pieces together. And then they go, Eureka, she got it. She got it now. And then everything just starts flowing. I remember saying, you know what? Next lecture, I want 50 people. You know what happened in that lecture? I got over 50 people. My heart started to palpitate. And I literally had to go in the corner and go, don't you do that. You asked for this. How you going to get scared now? So again, that's what most of us do. And that's why they take their time, because they know we're going to give it to you and then you're going to run for the hills. So they need to make sure that when you get it, you go, yeah, I got this. Give it to me. And then you stand in that power. The thing is, they want to see how much do you trust them? How much faith do you have in the universe or whoever deities you believe in, whatever God you talk to? They want to know how much do you have faith in what we tell you? How much do you believe in your visions? How much do you believe in yourself? That's the key. Do you believe in yourself that much that you know you can get there? So now I think grandeur. I think
this is what you do. You invoke thoughts and realization as well.
Absolutely.
You just gave me something.
Mm-hmm.
And I never thought of it this way. And I'll laser this down, but I've been on the radio since I was 17. Got my first job paid. Still doing it. And podcasts and everything else. I always wanted to do this. since I was 8 years old. I would listen to the radio. But here's the thing. You just made me realize that when I was a kid, I blank manifested this.
Oh, yeah.
And
absolutely.
And here's the proof. Here's the proof. When you're young, you don't have the negativity.
Right.
I started listening to I had a radio glued to my ear.
Oh,
24/7. Biggest challenge in my life was batteries. Keep the thing going. But I started down the path of pretending I was on the air. Then I taught myself electronics so I could build a mixer. My mom, single mom, she didn't have money. I didn't have money. I taught myself. I built it. Then I built a transmitter. Then I was on the air and it went 50 feet. Then I built another one. Then it went 100 feet. Then it went a mile. And I kept doing that. But every time I did it, I was on the air and I believed I was like on a big station. So from, 9 years old, 10 years old, that began about when I was 11. And I manifested this and I never thought of it until you just presented that. And then sure enough, when I was in 12th grade, I had a tape in my pocket that I made up from my studio, had no confidence, nothing, and spoke with somebody at a cable TV station where he interned. And he was on a small station, and he took the tape out of my pocket and got me a job.
Wow.
That's how but I manifested it. And there was no, this ain't going to happen. This is not going to happen. I was just doing my thing. I'm on the air.
Yeah.
And I know every time I was on the air, whether it was for 50 feet or whatever it was, I believed I was on a big station. And
that's right.
I wound up at 17, just cracked 18. I was on a big station. Didn't even have a driver's license at that time.
Wow. Wow. See, again, if we could all think of that childlike, that sense of imagination that children have, like, boy, when we was children, we thought about some things. Anything could happen.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible when you're a kid. Even when you're a teenager, anything is a kid, right? Because, you know, I remember my parents saying, you're young, dumb, and full of, you know what. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but I believe like this could happen. This could happen. But we get older, life starts happening. We get thrown curveballs, and we no longer have that dream anymore. We no longer think grandeur anymore. Now we just, all right, well, as long as I can do this, and you should never say as long as I. No, I want it. I want to be on the other side of my house and my children be on the other side. That's what I want. How long it takes me to get there, that's on them. But I know that I'm going to get it. You know, you have to think that imagination never goes away. And of course, unfortunately, life does make that imagination go away, right? Because we get reality check, we lose a job, or something that we thought we were supposed to be in. We hold on tight to it. You know, we keep on taking dead-end jobs that we're not happy with because it pays the bills. And then that childhood wonder, that sense of magic goes away, and then we forget. But if we never forget, a lot of us will be places that we could only imagine if we would never forget, even through the tough times. And that's the hard part.
It is. And that's where I think the faith comes in, that faith in whatever, yourself, universe, God, whatever. It's happening, man. It's this, you know, no doubt it's happening.
I always tell my clients to say it's right now. Don't say, oh, it's going to happen. Say, I am right now. Yeah. So if you want to be a talk show host, say, I am a talk show host. And that's what you did.
That's what I
did. You said, I am a talk show host. You went on that recorder and you said, I'm a talk show host for the biggest space ever. And that's what you did. And you never not said that I'm not. And that's the key. You always have to say, I am right now. Not it's going to happen. I am right now. No matter what your situation is, you're supposed to be whatever you want, wherever you want to be right now.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Because it was happening right now. And I just envisioned it. And I believe now things don't show up in the time frame I think that they should, because I'm doing the right thing in saying it's happening, but I'm not saying it's happened. It's here
Right.
now. I feel it. I smell it. I taste it. I believe whatever
Right.
it is, whatever it is.
Right.
I guess it's the same thing as when you want a sports car. You're driving in your car. All right. So your car is 15 years old. You get a camshaft issue. Tires are getting bald. Whatever, doesn't matter. You got French fries flying all over the place. Doesn't matter. In your mind, crank up some tunes and just drive and believe that you are in that sports car. I'm in that.
Absolutely.
Waving to people. I can smell the new leather. I can feel the smooth drive. What does it feel like to be in that sports car? Man, this feels good. Like, the technology is awesome. It's in at your fingertips and it's happening. And I know somebody who did that. And she didn't have money to get a Tesla, wanted a pretty higher end Tesla. I think it was like 60 grand. In about 6 months, she bought it in cash.
You see? Because she not only did she believe it, she put herself in it. Like, I am in it already.
Yeah.
So what happens is spirit takes you to the steps to get even closer. Then you don't even realize that you're doing something pertaining to getting that what you wish for. You're planting the seeds. You're watering them. You're growing them because you're doing steps. You want a high business class job? What you start doing? You start dressing the part. Start buying those cufflinks. You start looking the part. Even if you got a mediocre job. You ever see somebody go, why are you dressed up like this? Ain't even that kind of job. Because they believe that they're going to be in a position where that dress is mandatory. So they already doing the part. I work from home, but I get dressed every day. I work from my office. Ain't nobody in I get dressed every day. The way I see myself in that right now, I'm a boss. So to me, I'm a boss every day, not just even Saturday and Sunday when you don't feel like it. And you know what? You got clients just, nope, I'm not going to throw it on. I get in that mirror and nope, this is me all day. And it just keeps happening. And then you get more things. And you go, wait a minute, this is working. So you just got to push yourself to it. So you're in it right now. Whatever is your next step that you want, you have it right now. You just got to start implementing it.
And there are some people that believe, you should believe that it has arrived. It really did.
Yes.
And it's at the edge of your fingertips right there. It might be out of view, picture a screen out of view, but it's right there. You just need to attract it to you.
Just put on your glasses, I say. If you can't see it, put on your glasses. Look for it. Imagine it. What do you see? What do you feel? I feel like this. If you really can't see something that you want so bad, then it ain't meant for you no way.
Yeah.
How could you not see or feel what you really say you want? How not? That don't even make any sense. Make that make sense. If you really, really wanted to, that's why you started making transmitters. At that time, you saw yourself. So you know that I need to make this so it can reach these amount of people. And you just kept going. And then next thing you know, it started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you don't even realize you're doing it, but you are putting yourself in that position because you're growing seeds. You're watering them. And the universe going, hey, yeah, they want it. So then they give you another option where you meet somebody, and then they give you another option and you meet this person out of the blue. And then they give you another option. Like, I've been looking for this transmitter, this one little part, couldn't find it. And bang, you on the internet, dig that part. Like, they're helping you, but everybody must know you can't sit there. Spirit is going to help you. They're going to give you what you want. It's infinite abundance out here. They're going to give you what you want, but you have to show them that you want it. They're not going to give it to you. You sitting home watching TV. You ain't doing nothing to show that you want to be on a talk show at all. You're not doing anything to say, I want to be grandeur. Well, how you going to get the mic? Well, I'm not going to go buy a mic. I don't need it yet. But you bought a mic.
Actually, I didn't back in when I didn't have money for a mic. Where did I get that microphone from? I opened up a cassette recorder that my father gave me for Christmas a few years before. I took the microphone out of it. The little tiny thing. And I wanted it to look cool. So I got a toilet paper roll. I made a windscreen, spray painted it black, soldered the wires. I wanted it. It's happening.
Yeah.
I'm getting it done.
You see?
And here's the crazy part, Q. After I already got the job at the big station, I still kept on doing that stuff as a hobby for years, just
because
for fun.
Because you felt it. You
Yeah.
felt it. Do you still have your first mic?
Yes, and I still have the first transmitter, which is like that big, and it's in my tool chest. Yeah, I saved it.
Let me tell you what you need to do. You need to go get you some kind of plastic case. They sell them on Amazon.
That's a great.
Seriously.
Idea.
Yeah. Put it in there and just know that's your first mic, and then Vision was Rex.
Yeah.
You already started it. Now you can go on to your last mic. Like you know, and now look at there. Back then, they didn't even have those little mics. Look what everybody using now.
Oh my God, it's like you're right. There was no internet. Like, where am I going to order something? I'm going to make it. That's why I'm going to make it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
We lost that. Nobody does that anymore because we had to. Now, unfortunately, the internet takes over, the social media takes over, and then we don't have a sense of imagination no more.
Right.
But look at what you did with something that you took because you had a dream, like this is it. And I bet you that mic was pretty clear.
It sounded great. And I mean, not to get super technical, but before I could build anything, this is really like ridiculous, but I had a CB radio walkie-talkie. And I realized that when you press the button on the walkie-talkie, it would splash over to the FM broadcast band. So I would use that to transmit because I wanted to at least be on the air. How do you keep your focus in the direction of what you want? Like when you start having those feelings of lack, and the worst thing I think you can do is say, when it's going to show up, you know, whether it's the perfect person, the sports car, whatever, when are you going to show up? You could be going down the path of positivity. It's all working great. And then that one moment, how do you stay away from that moment?
It's hard. I'm not going to lie. We're human, right? Life happens. You automatically, but then you have to sit yourself down and go, do you see this happening? How bad do you want it? And you go, you know what? It's not happening. It has happened. I'm it right now. And that's it. You have to only you can control you. You're the master of your own destiny. You are the captain of your own ship. The only person who's going to drive it is you. So if you really want it, you are going to change your mind and go, what was I thinking? Y'all right. That's what I say. You know, every time I do it too. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? This is taking too long, y'all. And then I go, you know what? My bad. I changed it real quick. I'm sorry. I already have it. We just waiting for certain pieces to come together. And you have to believe it.
You know what? One thing that you make many things clear. We're out of time, but the one thing that what's really resonating, know exactly what you want. I believe many of us aren't sure exactly what we want. We have an idea of what we want. You know, I have a business idea. I'm working on it right now. However, I don't know if it's crystal clear. And it's not, that's like ordering on DoorDash, but you're not being exact what you want. And how are they going to deliver it? They don't know what you want. They're not.
Absolutely. That is perfect. That is perfect. I do life purpose readings for anybody who is interested. I would definitely love to do that for you. If you're feeling like you know what you want, you're not exactly sure, you could definitely reach out to me. You can give me a call at 839-232-9339 or go on my website, InQuitiveWisdom.com. That's intuitive with a Q. And you can go on there and book an appointment for a life purpose reading.
Yeah, it was amazing. When we got together for the first time, I knew you were a Reiki master. Obviously, you harness the power of energy. And that would have been fine in itself. But then I've learned that you run way, way, way deeper than that. And it's all about energy, right from, again, I said it before, I'll say it again. You connected me with a relative very close that has passed away. And there's no doubt that you weren't picking up them based on what you said. I didn't even ask for a reading. You just said something and it was like, oh, wait a minute, that's them. There's no doubt, very specific. But even just what we're talking about here, harnessing the power of energy. And what's manifestation? Energy. It's all in.
It's flowing. Yeah. And it's always ever flowing. You the one block it. And everybody must understand that. The energy doesn't block us. We block it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for today. I have renewed faith in my manifestation.
I'm glad. Let's get it.
I got to work on that. Yeah. Thank you. Again, InQuitiveWisdom.com. Reach out and make the dreams come true. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
Talk to you soon, Steve.
Yeah, you got it. We'll be right back. Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jason Derulo. I love that music connects to people all over the country. But unfortunately, so does something else. Childhood hunger. 15 million kids struggle with hunger right here in America. And yet, every year, billions of pounds of surplus food in the U.S. go to waste instead of going to the children in need. Feeding America is working to change this. The Feeding America nationwide network of food banks rescues this surplus of food to help provide meals to families in virtually every community in the United States, including yours. But they just can't do this alone. Join me in the fight against hunger in America. For more information on what you can do to get involved, visit feedingamerica.org. That's feedingamerica.org. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America. A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.